Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my review of the 2025 LEGO Jango Fett Slave 1. This 9+ set number 75433, comes with 707 pieces along with 3 minifigures. Now, we will get into all of this. This thing looks pretty cool. The price tag is a little questionable at $70, but we will definitely get into all of it right here. First of all, let's talk about the minifigures. First up, I'm going to talk about this young Boba Fett. This is definitely not the best version of young Boba Fett we've ever gotten. He comes with 2 face prints. The hair piece is completely off. The torso print we've just had better in the past. Now, this is the exact same young Boba Fett that we get from this year's UCS Jango Fett Slave 1. So if for whatever reason you wanted him then, you can get him in a much cheaper set now. We have Jango Fett himself, and in this example, he comes with no arm printing. Now, the arm printing version looks so much better, and I cannot wait to get the UCS Slave 1 because that build is incredible and the arm printing as well is just fantastic. But I'm actually very glad that this minifigure doesn't come with the arm printing because we've seen a repeated practice of LEGO recently where they put a really cool minifigure in a UCS set and then some people buy that UCS set or buy the figure secondhand because they're better, and then LEGO puts the same minifigure in a set for $12. But here we're getting all the same Jango Fett except for arm printing, which I think was definitely a good way to distinguish him for LEGO. We are getting that new antenna piece, which just looks absolutely perfect. And our final minifigure for this set is Lama Su. Now, this minifigure looks absolutely perfect. The new head mold is fantastic. The printing, the everything, it just looks so good. We never got Kaminoan figures, and now in the past 3 years, we've gotten 2 of them. This is absolutely wild. But they did not reuse the head mold we got back in Obi-Wan Starfighter. They made a new one, which is exactly what they needed to do. And it puts this in an interesting place where if you bought the UCS set, you have the bigger, better build, you have the better Jango Fett, but you don't have this minifigure. And if you buy the play set, you get a worse Jango Fett, a way smaller build, but you're getting 3 minifigures instead of 2, and one of them is brand new, unique, and awesome. But that's it for the minifigures. The Jango Fett is not as good as the UCS Jango, but I think that that's actually a good thing just for LEGO's different price tiers. And the Boba Fett is exactly the same, but he was slop in the first set, and he's slop in this one too. Moving on to the actual build, we have a really good representation of Jango Fett's Slave 1. This is just about the same set as the Boba Fett Slave 1 from just a couple years ago, but with a few extra features. We do have stud shooters down here, which I don't think look as good as the brick-built ones we got back in the Boba Fett Slave 1, but the coloring on this thing just looks absolutely fantastic. We have so many play features with the moving wings, the cockpit area, which can fit Jango and Boba. We have a carry handle on the back, which you can just pop out and fly the ship around. And we have an awesome play feature, which allows you to drop the seismic charges. Now, this isn't a perfect representation, but it is very cool that the seismic charges can come out the back, and I'm a big fan. I think the build looks absolutely fantastic from every angle. I mean, it just captures the Slave 1 so well. The coloring is great. I mean, the UCS Slave 1, the Jango Fett's version, is just like a perfect set. It's a top 5 set for me. So comparing it to this is kind of difficult, you know. It's definitely a completely different range. They're going for different things. But for the play scale nature of it, with everything they were able to cram in this thing, the coloring, the shaping, I mean, it's just about perfect. And the same way we got in the Boba Fett Slave 1 playset, we have this little cart right here. And this cart can be used as a cart on Kamino, whatever. You can put someone in it to drive, and it works as that. But you can also raise this portion, and then you can also easily prop the Slave 1 on it and let it sit in its flight position. And this just looks perfect. A landed Slave 1 is awesome, and especially for play, the ability to land it is definitely needed. But I think from a display standpoint, this is just the way to do it. But to kind of keep this review short, on to my opinion. For $70, I think this is a good set. The inclusion of the 3rd minifigure versus the last Boba Fett Slave 1 is definitely a welcomed one, and the minifigure they gave us is absolutely fantastic. The other 2 minifigures are okay. Like I said, I'm glad that the Jango Fett isn't the UCS Jango Fett, just so that there can be some differentiation. But also that does mean that this is a worse version of Jango. The build is fantastic. I mean, it's just great. But continuing with my opinion, to buy or not to buy. At $70, this set is a little overpriced. So this is definitely overpriced, but also comparing it to the wave that it's coming out in, it is not one of the standouts. This and the V19, I feel like, are some of the most fairly priced things. With something like the MTT, you can be like, well, it's better than the Juggernaut, but it's still awful. This is in a different realm. This is kind of in the realm where it's like, it's a tiny bit overpriced, but it's not egregious. Honestly, it's a pretty good deal. It's $5 more than the V19, and it comes with, I believe, 150 more pieces, something like that. But all in all, it is a fantastic looking build, a very fun playset with a ton of play features, and some great minifigures. So to buy or not to buy, I would say at $70, you're not going to feel completely ripped off. But if you could find it at $60, you would be a much happier camper. So that's my review of the 2025 Playscale Jango Fett Slave 1. Leave your opinions in the comments down below. I'm very curious what y'all think of this set, and let me know if there are any other August wave sets that I should review. The rest of them are pretty overpriced, so I'm not gunning to get them, but also the MTT is calling me just a little bit, so definitely make sure to let me know in the comments down below. But that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Peace!